It's the Midnight Trucking Radio Network. Eric Harley here, and I'm joined right now by Michelin's Don Baldwin. Don, how are you?
Great, Eric. How you doing?
Doing great. You guys here at Mid-America have a new product offering. Why don't you step up to the mic and tell us about it?
Yeah, Eric, we are launching our new X1 XDA Energy. It's the most fuel-efficient drive tire for the North American market, hands down.
Wow.
No question about it. Yeah, we've had this thing in the works for a while, and I think last time I talked to you, I said we had something coming, and
yeah,
this is it.
So how do you accomplish such fuel efficiency? How do you get to this point?
Well, we started a long time ago. Michelin has been about fuel efficiency way before it was a cool thing to be. And,
right.
And our chemists are continually working on compounds that can deliver wear and traction, but can deliver fuel economy and low rolling resistance. And they came up with a compound that we were able to put in this tire that really hands down beats everything else on the road.
Yeah, this is really interesting as you roll this out. Obviously, and pardon the pun there, you're going to get some feedback here from the end user. What kind of feedback do you expect to get on this?
Well, actually, we've had these tires out for a little while in prototype form as well. We typically we test something for 2 years before we ever see it on the market, and the results we've gotten have been excellent. One of the knocks on really ultimate fuel efficient tires have been that they're not good in traction.
Yeah.
And this tire, we did some things with tread design as well as with the compound to make sure that the traction is excellent. We even took it up and tested it up in the snow in Houghton, Michigan. And it's not a snow tire, but it's still a pretty darn good traction tire when it needs to be.
Sure, and that's important that the end user is going to notice this. You want to make sure you've got that good contact with the road. I mean, that's what's between you and the road is your tire.
Yeah, it always helps. I mean, it definitely helps if their fuel bill is lower.
Yeah.
But if the truck can't move and it can't drive in the places that they go to, then it's still no good.
Yeah.
So we have to make a product that works everywhere.
Yeah.
And so we continually improve that with tread design and compound. And of course, the X1 gives us a big leg up. I mean, we're already there with 2 less sidewalls and 2 less beads.
Yeah.
But we'll keep working on this, and we've got other things in the works coming for the future.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's going to get even better.
It's interesting that you guys at Michelin don't rest on your laurels. That you're always coming up with all these new products and these new innovations and improvements on your current products in order to meet all these demands that are out there. And what I'm seeing now is an industry, Don, that kind of is reacting or maybe from the other OEM's standpoint, adapting to what Michelin has done. I mean, you talk about the unveiling of the X1 years ago. Now you have I mean, that's the leader when it comes to the larger tires, and the OEMs out there really do kind of design around that. That's got to be flattering.
Yeah, it is, but Michelin's been doing this for a long time. I mean, the radial.
Right.
We invented that back in the middle of the last century.
Yeah.
And other companies were reluctant because it was a big change. But ultimately, of course, everybody came around to the radial. The wide base single, which the X1 led the way, is growing more and more every day. Some major fleets are adopting it for 100% of their operations now because it does what it's supposed to do. It saves money. The drivers are typically very happy with it. They're our biggest advocates after they drive it. Beforehand, they worry about this getting stuck on the side of the road thing.
Sure.
But after they've been on the tire, they're typically the biggest advocate of the X1.
Yeah. Speaking of advocates, Harvey Brodsky with the Tire Retread Information Bureau is always talking about retreading, and that's something that Michelin, of course, has been a part of with the Tire Retread Information Bureau, and they should know that the X1 is retreadable, right?
Absolutely, and my friend Harvey makes sure he tells everybody that too when he does. But yeah, we make a retread for every X1 casing that we have.
Yeah.
And we're getting even better with bringing the retreads in terms of being very close to performance to the new tire. In every generation, it gets better and better. So we've got low fuel, very fuel efficient retreads. We've got very good traction retreads for the X1, and we've just recently, this past year, launched one for the sanitation market for the X1.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're coming with new retreads all the time as well.
Wow. This is interesting. Let's talk about this third-party testing I've been hearing about here, Don.
Yeah.
This is important. Tell us about the data. Tell us about this testing.
Yeah, one of the things that's been in the market is a lot of confusion about whether the dual tire is better or whether the single tire is better in fuel, and we decided to lay that to rest.
Yeah.
And so we commissioned a study that was done by a third party that they conducted a test, they monitored it, they calculated the results.
Right.
And essentially what we did was we took 3 trucks, identical trailers, identical transmissions.
Yeah.
They were set up identically. They were controlled to the T with, we got fuel from the same pump at the same time every day.
Right.
And they even coordinated cranking the trucks at the same time. I mean, they're all on the radio. I mean, it was controlled so that at the end of this test, there was no question that the results were the results of the tires. We even swapped tires between trucks.
Yeah.
We swapped drivers between trucks.
Right.
We swapped the position of the trucks in line so no one was drafting off the other.
Wow.
And we did a 3,000-mile test. And the results of that test were against the competition's self-proclaimed most fuel-efficient duals. The X1 XDA Energy and the X1 XTA delivered over 7% better fuel economy.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, that's about probably for a typical truck, that's about $6,000, $5,000 to $6,000 a year, and it's about 14 metric tons of CO2 less put into the environment.
Wow. This is a win-win-win situation here. And we talk in terms of, and of course, as we get closer again to $3 a gallon and beyond that, and who knows where diesel prices will go, of course, as those savings add up even more and more. We talk to owner-operators about this all the time, and if you're an owner-operator operating one truck, you see those savings right there in your pocket, tax-free money right there in your pocket. And then beyond that, the fleets, small to large, are going to see massive, massive savings here.
Yeah, they'll see it every time they go to the pump.
Yeah.
And they don't have to wait.
Well, and this, I'm thinking about the numbers here, Don, and in some operations, this is the difference between survival in the lean years and being out of the industry altogether.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it surprises me sometimes with how clever or some fleets, but particularly owner-operators will get. Guys that are one or two trucks,
right,
and their survival depends upon how smart they are.
Sure.
So they know when they're saving money, and when they've converted X1s, they have to make the investment, and it's not cheap sometimes up front.
Sure.
But they know that it's going to pay back for them. So you got to. Those are the guys that in the future are going to have the 5-truck, 10-truck, 100-truck fleets,
absolutely,
as they grow.
And it's that return on investment that they look for, and they're getting it. Don, always great to talk to you. Congratulations on everything. Michelin's always, again, stepping up to the plate here at shows like Mid-America and others, and it's always great to see you and talk about it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Eric. Good seeing you.
All right.